This is a very special video to me since it's the first time we are having a celebrity guest on Lifestyle with Lichi. This college friend of mine is extremely talented, beautiful and gorgeous. Any guesses? Hi friends, this is Lichi and you're watching me on Lifestyle with Lichi. Presenting to you Miss South India 2020, Miss Aishwarya Saju.
Hi guys, so I'm Aishwarya, I'm Miss South India 2020. So I'm gonna be answering few of the questions that you guys have. So let's go ahead.
It was Aishwarya Rai who revolutionized the concept of feminine beauty in India along with Sushmita Sen when she won the Miss World title in the year 1994. Indian women gained a lot of confidence with her Miss World title win. Do you think the attitude towards beauty and its presentation has changed over the years? And also, has Aishwarya Rai influenced your bringing up in your school days?
Yes, in the era of 1994 when we had our Miss World and Miss Universe, I think from that time to the present time, if you notice, we did have a drastic change of concept of beauty, because if I'm not wrong, those were the years when it was always like the beauty was always defined by your body shape. Like you should be toned body, you should have a very good body, thin body, the perspective of beauty, like you should be fair skinned, like those dusky skin colors were not much encouraged and stuff. So if you compare that and now present scenario, you see everything like is beauty now. Like you dress up in your own way. If you're confident, you're beautiful. That's the goal that you have right now. So I think the concept of beauty has changed a lot compared to 1994. And while talking about the influence of Aishwarya Rai and Sushmita Sen, I would really say yes, because when I was growing up, my whole life was situated around these actresses always in the TVs, and they were always there here and there. Then yes, because when I was small, I used to have this Femina magazines and different magazines coming to my house, and I used to wonder like how to get into the cover girl. These cover girls used to come in the picture, and she used to make me feel like, oh my god, so beautiful these girls are. So yes, when I used to see these things, yes, they did inspire me a lot, because I used to watch their movies and all the different interviews that they go for. So I would say yes, they did encourage me, and they were one of the supporting factors because of which I wanted to get into pageantry as such. So yes, they did play a very important role as such.
The archetype of Indian beauty as promulgated by Indian films were that of a bashful damsel who was way more effeminate than the average female in real life. Do you think the concept of beauty has changed with the women joining the workforce along with men? And also, has bashfulness given way to being smart and powerful now? And also, do you think financial independence has given a new look to Indian beauty?
Yes, the independent woman as such, like now when the era is full of feminism and woman empowerment and everything as such going on, I believe yes, like when you earn yourself, you get a confidence of your own life. Like you don't have to depend on someone else, because you're earning your own money and you're independent enough to take care of your own self, your own household needs, your designs of clothes that you like. You're independent enough to do whatever you want, like wherever you want to go, whatever you want to buy. So I believe like it's the just able to work on your own and being independent woman and self-earning woman. I think that is a era that we have right now, which is very good. Like compared to the previous generation, I would say this is the era where women and men are equal. We don't have a comparison as such. So because as such feminism stands for, because there is no, like if a man can marry and have 3-4 kids, that applies, and still be the CEO of the company, that applies the same for the woman as such. If she can marry and she can have 3-4 kids at the same time, even she can manage the company. So at the end, it's I would say the independence of a woman comes with her confidence, like because when you earn, you get a confidence of your own body, your own self, and the own upbringing that you're coming from. So I would say that yes, it did play a very important role of this independent woman and self-earning woman, because whichever industry, no matter any industry it would be, let it be an IT field or a fashion industry or a movie industry, acting industry, any industry you go, if you're able to stand on your own legs, girls, I'm telling you, you will feel much confident and much, self-respect. The self-respect that you're going to get when you're doing it for yourself and with your happiness and ease, I would say that is when you feel satisfied and much better and feel good. That is a feel good way of your life, like when you're doing something that you like. And money doesn't matter at the end, because money is just, as such, yes, money do matter for the activities that you have to buy, but it's just a piece of paper which will come along and go. It all depends on the hard work that you put into. So I would say just work hard, have self confidence within yourself, and everything will come into its own pace. Yes, you should have your own patience. As such, patience also plays a very important role, I would say.
How did you feel when you did your first ever fashion show or photo shoot, and when was it?
Okay, so talking about my first photo shoot, my first photo shoot was, I think, if I'm not wrong, when I was in second year ending or third year as such. So, of college. So my classmate is a photographer. He's a professional photographer now. So he wanted to just try out for editing his few pictures, and I was also like interested in trying out because I wanted to learn to stand in front of camera and pose different ways. So we just thought, okay, let's just try it out, and we went to Fort Kochi and we tried it out, and it turned out pretty well, because I thought like I was only comfortable standing on the stage and dancing around, but actually I was very comfortable. First I thought maybe because the person on the other side of the camera is my friend, so maybe that's why I'm comfortable, but then that actually did help me a lot, because when you have someone whom you know on the other side and is taking pictures, they are also blunt about their ideas, like what they want and what they think about your poses. So they just say it the way they want to, and you also understand, okay, this is what the photographer is looking for. It's not always about what I feel like to pose and stuff. So that was my first photo shoot, and it actually did help me a lot to understand, like, okay, like this is how it works, like even though it was not so professionally with so many different cameras and stuff, but we did have like a photo shoot as such. So it was a good experience which helped me actually for the other shoots as such which came after that.
If a young girl or boy wanted to be a model, what would your advice for them be?
Oh, so my advice for all the people who are looking for modeling and the industry of pageantry and stuff, I would say it is actually, see, every industry is having his own ups and downs. So there will be many ways where you will be feeling like, okay, I'm not good enough for this industry, but just don't give up. My only hope will be, have belief, self belief. Everything happens in its own time. Okay, so you might not get in the first attempt, second attempt, or third attempt. Just keep keep trying to do it again and again. There will be once at least you will feel, and you will make sure that you are in that point. So never give up. And another point will be, when you're trying to get into the industry, make sure you have a good agency. So agency plays a very important role, because as I said, social media is very important, and it's very, you can actually look into the different sites and understand who is a good agent and who is a fraud. So this world is so vast, and everything is happening very quickly. You have a lot of, everything is at your fingertips, I would say. So make sure you choose a wise decision, and make sure you have a good agent taking care of you, so that they will tell you all the events coming up, or all the activities that are coming up. And just make sure, keep yourself updated with whatever is happening. Follow all the famous influencers of your particular place, or whoever you believe is your role model, and try to learn their aspects, ideologies. Watch as much as videos. You can just go to YouTube and just type like question answers or anything as such that you have a doubt, and you can just listen to them, learn from the videos, and make yourselves comfortable. So I would say just keep practicing on yourself. At the end, guys, your confidence is what that matters. You're confident, you speak with a confident tone, That's it. The other person will take you just like that if you're confident enough. Trust me, that's a skill you should have, because confidence is something which will never let you down. Should have the positivity too, like even if I lose this one, it's okay, I can try for the next one. Because if you have the skill of working harder that way, the attention of the people increases more on you. So I would say just keep working harder. Look at the social medias, look at the different agencies and the options that you have, whatever you're looking for, and just have a positive note on whatever you're doing. Just don't give up so easily on your dreams.
Tell us about your experience as a model.
Okay, so my experience as a model would be like, I started modeling, I would say like 2 years ago. So one and a half, 2 years ago. So when I wanted to properly get into the pageantry industries, because I always wanted, from a childhood itself, like Miss World, Miss Universe, those were my dreams. So I've been trying to work on them. So I've gone to different interviews and many auditions, and there are times I've not got selected. I would say the Miss South India as such, the pageant, I've gone last year for the auditions, and I didn't get selected in the first shortlisting itself. I never got selected in that. So that made me understand, okay, there will be something I would be lacking. I have to start working harder. And I tried, and then I went for the Miss India auditions, which happened 2019, and I got into top 7, and which is actually a good thing when I think of it now, because with no such knowledge of that in pageants and everything, I just tried it. I gave it a shot with the way I was, and it did help me out. And then I went for the next audition of Miss Diva, and I was one of the Hyderabad finalists. And yes, I went till the round where you have to self-introduction and all that. So I went till there, but unfortunately I couldn't get selected in the top 20. That's okay. Then I tried for Miss South India, and then I tried for Miss South India. I got selected through a digital audition. I got selected, and then we had our Miss South India pageant, and I just luckily got one, I would say. So yes, so I would say, so as a journey, I would say it was an incredible journey with ups and downs. Like, I was happy, though, even like there were times when even if I didn't get selected, I was happy, because in a way, without any experience or without any knowing or anything, I came till there. I was happy about it too. But also, yes, you would say, yes, I am sad too. I was sad too. But something good was coming up, I say. That's why God gave me the chance to go for Miss South India again, and here I am, Miss South India 2020. So I would say just keep working harder, guys. Everything will come and it has its own time. So that's what I would just like to tell all of you all.
Have you attended any fashion modeling courses?
Yes, I have attended a training. I've gone to Cocoberry Institute, which is situated in Mumbai, run by two amazing mentors, Anjali Raut and Alicia Raut. These two people are sisters, and they're doing really amazing in their job. And I would say, because Cocoberry Institute is from where this year's Miss Diva's winner and the Supernatural winner is also from there, and along with it Suman Rao, the previous year Miss India winner, Shreya, everyone is from there. So it is true that institute is doing pretty well. So they actually help you in your basic personality skills, the way you talk, the way you walk, how to represent yourself, your makeup and everything. So that's the institute from where I got my training from.
Tell us about your hobbies.
My hobbies include dancing. I love dancing, swimming, traveling, and cooking as such is also my new hobby. Reading, yes, sometimes. Yeah, that depends upon the mood. So yeah, these are my hobbies.
When did you find out that you had interest in modeling?
So I always, from a very young age, as I said, loved this industry of modeling, because we used to have these magazines coming up to our houses, or the newspapers. When you say Times of India, you have Bombay Times or Kerala Times, Kochi Times and all that. So when you look at that, it's all about models and all the different pictures, and magazines also has it. So I always was from a very young age wanted, and I've always wondered how this happened. So I always had a slight interest in that industry, but I never knew how particularly, you get into it. So eventually, when I just kept going, I didn't know that I liked it, but it always had a soft spot in my heart. But after coming to college is when I actually realized, like, okay, I still like doing it, and I started doing fashion shows in college and different shoots for different boutiques and everything. So that helped me improve my, skills, and also gave me ideology, like, yeah, okay, I do actually like this industry, and help me to work harder and go ahead in this.
Tell us about your family.
Okay, so talking about my family, I'm the only daughter of my parents, and my dad is a retired army officer. So my mom is a homemaker. So pretty much my whole life I've been traveling around the country, different states, every 3 to 4 years. So it was pretty amazing journey. That's why maybe I like traveling, meeting new people and having communication, and having a basic talk with them of their place and their heritage and their diversity of that particular place. So this is one thing I like. So yeah, this is particularly about my family.
People often misconstrue dieting as either a regimented lifestyle or as a fad. I understand dieting as eating what is required for your hair, skin, and body. And food being an important part of the diet, there's no escape from the cravings as well. How do you plan your diet? Do you have your restrictions? I mean, like a strict no to certain stuff? Or you just plan your diet according to your fitness schedule? Can you be a bit more elaborate on answering this?
Yes, people have a misconception that if you're a model, you don't eat, or you just starve yourself. You just drink plain water, and don't eat half of the stuff. So basically, I would say it basically depends on your body type. Some people are blessed to have a figure who you can eat whatever you want and still remain the same. And still, I know there are many other people who drink small. They say in a way, like, you drink a bit of water and you gain weight. So there are different types of figures. So the first thing you should do is you should understand your body type, like what kind of body nature it is, like how will you gain weight, what all you eat to gain weight and stuff. To me personally, I would say I'm blessed to have a body which does gain weight. I wouldn't say I don't gain weight. I do gain weight very quickly, but it depends on how you eat. I don't starve myself, or as a concept that people think, like, I don't eat anything, or I'm just drinking water. No, that doesn't work that way, because you need basic nutritions and energy when you're walking, or when you're portraying yourself, or even in the way of pageantry when you're talking. So I eat anything, like everything. I eat basic homemade food. I eat junk food sometimes. So it all depends on how much you work out. So you should always have a schedule of what you do. So it's not always that if you're only in the industries of where the camera is facing you, you should be fit. But being fit is in general a very important aspect for your body type, because it helps your body as such for a long run. So always think of a long run. Don't always think in a way like, okay, if I diet for 2 days, I'll become thin in the third day. And don't look always for a short way. Try to look it in a longer aspect. What I usually do it, I do go to gym, but I do usually prefer doing yoga more, because yoga gives, like, I've been doing yoga from a very young age, so it gives me the meditation and the flexibility is something that I get from yoga, and I prefer doing yoga. So it's all up to you, because at the end, make sure you eat more of green vegetables and fruits, because these have the natural ingredients of protein and everything that comes from. If you're a vegetarian, please go for whatever you feel like, nutrients. There are many nutrients. You can go for dry fruits and vegetables and everything. But if you're a non-vegetarian, you can have chicken once in a while. And I do not honestly believe in this called of keto diet and all the types of different diets. If you have a proper personal trainer, if you have it, and if they recommend you to have it with your body mass index, then yes, it will help you out. But if you cannot afford, or you cannot have a PI or personal trainer to take care of you, then very simple, there are social media is vast. You can just everything is just one, touch away. So you can just go through all the nutrition sites and see what type of body figure you have, or what is your body weight. So basic important thing is to know what is your body type. So when you eat, you should be careful about how much calories you're intaking. Like when you're in the industry where camera is always focusing on you should be very cautious about what it is. But in general, if you're fine with whatever, see, at the end, there is nothing called as a perfect body. I would say honestly, there is nothing called as a perfect body. So if you have a body, just try to keep it fit. That's it. Just keep it fit. You keep it fit, anything is fine. Because this is a generation where you can eat anything you want, but make sure you don't go and eat a lot of junk, and make it in a way that you're just eating junk. Make sure you have some amount of proteins or carbohydrates or anything that you're having. Everything, just make sure you're glowing, and drink lots and lots of water. I honestly never believed in the fact that water could do a lot of difference, but this lockdown had helped me to understand that part. Because you make sure you drink a lots of water, because this when you drink a lot of water, it actually cleanses your body. It gives you a general energy, more energy and vibe. But that doesn't mean you don't eat food that is healthy. Please do eat nice healthy food, homemade food with less oil or less fat. Try to eat everything that you can, because don't starve yourself. Nothing you're going to get by starving. Eat healthy diet, balanced diet. Make sure you have fruits and vegetables. If you're eating a fast food, it's fine, you can live it. Life is only one, so you just enjoy the way you want. So eat your fast food when you feel like. Make sure the next day you don't continue it, or you don't make it a habit to have it all the time. So have a junk food. No, there is no problem having a cheat day. Have your cheat day. Make sure you burn it out the next day when you're doing any basic activity. It can be. There's no necessary that you have to go to gym or you have to do yoga. Even if you're walking in a day for 30 minutes, that will help you. If you're sweating, it will help you. Like, that doesn't mean if you're simply sitting and sweating, that will help you. But do it some, physical activity, Zumba, dance, anything in which, you will also feel very fresh after doing it. So these are the few tips I would like to give you when you're doing, these are the basic things I know all of you would be knowing, but this is actually something which works out. So the concept of people having that the models don't eat anything, they starve themselves, is big no. That doesn't happen that way.
Now, this is a question that has two arguments. Modeling is a form of art, in that most of the times artistic expressions are far removed from the practical side of things. Like, for example, a gown made of fresh cabbage or cardboard often comes as an artistic expression from a fashion designer point of view. On the other hand, there are opinions in favor of fashion being restricted to those that could be replicated in real life. What do you have to say about both the sides of this modeling?
Yes, all these celebrities do have a very, very big influence in what type of clothes we wear, and what type of, workplace, what clothes you should wear. When you're outside in a party, what clothes you should wear. Yes, that does play a very important role. We have seen a lot of pictures, and we try to even actually, wear something similar to that. But according to me, what I don't usually, try to do it that way, because for me it is simple as such. Like, if today I'm comfortable wearing a traditional clothes, I wear a traditional clothes. If I'm in a mood of wearing jeans and crop top, I'll just wear a jeans and crop top. So it's at the end of the day, it's your comfort zone that matters, because you're the one who is wearing the clothes. So if you're comfortable with it, it's fine, because you are the one who will feel irritated if you're not feeling comfortable with the clothes you're wearing. So if you're wearing, make sure you're comfortable with it, and whatever it is, you should feel confident in whichever clothes you are. So that does make a very important role of your own self comfort that you have with your clothes. So try balancing in a way, you are comfortable and yet it is suitable for the workplace. So try wearing outfits like that. But that also depends on the workplace where you are. So some workplaces have strict rules that you should wear only certain kind of dress code, and some places have it only strict, like you can wear only that way. that we have no other option than following it because it's a rule as such. But in other places, when you're going out, you have a liberty of choosing what you want to wear, and what type of comfort zone you want to be in. So it's all up to you, your comfort zone, and your way of portraying the clothes that you wear. Because if you feel comfortable in it, honestly speaking, the other people will also be like, okay, she's looking very good, plus she's so comfortable with the way she's wearing. So it's not always about looking at what others are thinking about you, or what are they gonna look at you. It's your comfort zone that matters at the end.
Beauty evolves with time and changing perception. Beauty pageants capture and register the concept of beauty at a particular time. Aishwarya Saju is contributing her might in this endeavor with her own concept of beauty carved and chiseled to perfection. I shall be pleased to have you all join me on this special occasion to wish her all the very best.